Resistant, but I ride on my core. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Man, I'll tell you guys. Hello, sunflowers. How are you guys today? Where are my manners today? I'm sorry, I had just chopped and hopped right in the video without saying my greetings to you guys. But if you haven't seen the title or the thumbnail of this video, well, I'm here to talk about Timothée Chalamet, and I'm going to pull some cards. However, I just have to talk to you guys. Man, guys, I can't believe it. Timothée Chalamet out here might be ruining his career. That's what I wanted to get right to the point to say, because that was the opening line. Because tell me what is going on out here with Timothée in this Marty Supreme tour. Because apparently not only has people pulled up on Timothée that over the years he has been taking shots at the ballet and the opera community, which allegedly he has family members that were a part of anyway. And let's not forget, he was apparently a theater kid. So come on now, Timothée. What is with this whole beef that you have with the ballet or like the opera and the trying to just keep it alive kind of like thing that's going on? But however, it seems like recently he has been trying really hard and like super hungry and super thirsty for that Oscars. Timothée Chalamet for real wants to be an EGOT winner. Now, I had seen an article saying that that's the title that he's trying to go for and that he just needs that Oscar to get it, allegedly. So I'm trying to figure out, was it... And after, which I was surprised that... I was surprised to find out that Sinners had outbeat and outperformed Marty Supreme hands down. Sinners was the blockbuster, and the Brit Awards / SAG Awards was exactly the award show to prove Marty Supreme and Sinners day and night. Can't even compare the two, not even in the same ballpark field of each other. So because of that, all this hype over here in America that Timothée is getting hyped for, and everybody is hyping up Timothée and Marty Supreme, and we all really did forget about how amazing production that Sinners was, and not even to mention that the lead actor, the twins, was played by the same character. So just think about the technology and the method acting that had to go into separate two twins. I mean, amazing, genius, right? So because of that, all that went behind Sinners. So like, what was the mastermind, the genius piece that was put into Marty Supreme, besides the fact of if you haven't heard it before on this channel? I feel as though Timothée Chalamet channeled his inner energy and was Marty Supreme. He was Marty. That Marty is Timothée, in my opinion. So because of that, I can even see it playing and translating it to his present day persona, that he's just so thirsty to get that name, to get that title, to get that recognition. He has been acting for many, many, many years. Hasn't been getting... And, you know, Timothée acts in like those movies that leave you as like think pieces. They're like really creative, really artsy, very theater kid-like. So because of that, for him to have this attitude, I'll play a clip for you guys, but to have this attitude while he's trying to become the number one, trying to outplay the great. I mean, remember, people were saying that he was going to be the Hollywood it boy, the man of Hollywood, that he was going to beat out Leonardo DiCaprio and take his crown. So because of that, they put him on a pedestal, and now people have flipped the switch and is starting to think that Sinners is the way to go. And Timothy's behavior is not honestly helping him out either. But hey, you know, let me just play a clip for you. And guess what? I got a surprise clip for you too, because it's not just me. But here is a run back over the years of what Timothée had to say about the ballet and the opera community.
I love going to movies. I was kind of getting scared when I was younger that maybe it was becoming like opera or something, like an outdated art form or something.
I was like, no woe is me thing, but you start working on movies, you start acting and pursuing your thing, and like, I started to get the sense maybe it was like opera or ballet or something. It's kind of like a dying art form or something.
Are we trying to play off that Timothy is the starving artist trope? The one that takes the roles, the one that is always trying to scramble for any type of opportunity just to get some food on the table? Is that his story that he's still playing up? Let's not forget that he said that he was that little boy from New York that would do anything to get out of New York. He's still playing up to that same storyline and plot line. I think he's trying to rewrite his history, as do everybody when they get up there in those high echelons. They just start trying to rewrite their history, especially those from New York. I don't know why they try to act harder than they really truly are. That's just my opinion.
And then like we're calling by her name and Lady Bird.
I grew up backstage at the New York City Ballet. My grandmother danced in the New York City Ballet, my mother danced in the New York City Ballet, my sister danced in the New York City Ballet. I grew up dreaming big backstage at the Coke Theater in New York, you know? And
What, dreaming big that you don't want to be doing ballet like them? Like, make it make sense. Not because they said that, but no, seriously. What is the hate that you have towards the opera? No, particularly the ballet community, when it seems like a large part of your family is from the ballet community. Do you just feel like that's just like a dig that you're taking? Are you trying to like separate yourself from like your family? Like I said, sounds like he's trying to rewrite his history as he's making it his way to the top. Just saying.
Does that help then in situations like this?
hugely. I'm like a Venn diagram of the best cultural influences of the 21st century and 20th century. And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, you know, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership, but damn, I just took shots for no reason.
He even said himself, dang, I just took shots for no reason. However, guess what? Not only while I was searching on TikTok for that particular clip by itself of that interview today, but guess what? A lot of people, not only that are in ballet or into ballet or go to opera, are showing how there are stadiums, not stadiums, but, you know, theaters sold out, packed to the brim, loud chanting, quiet when it needs to be. Nobody's interrupting or being disrespectful to the art. Like, nobody wants to be disrespectful to Timothy and his acting, yet he wants to take shots for no reason. That's, you know, like they say, when you want to prop yourself up, you're going to tear down somebody else because you can't get to that position without knocking somebody down a few pegs. That's the way Timothy's trying to go. He's literally crawling his way to the top. But guess what? Who had a response to that, allegedly, which I was surprised to find out.
Opera is 400 years old. Ballet is 500 years old. Somebody named Timothée Chalamet had the nerve. Big guy, by the way.
The audacity.
Had the nerve to say on camera that nobody cares about it. I'm sure you could walk into an opera theater right now. Seats will be filled out and nobody's saying a word as the performance is going because everybody...
Yes, you could pull it up on TikTok right now. Literally, if you type in Timothée Chalamet ballet, you will see all the shots that the opera and the ballet community is taking at him, showing proof exactly what Doja's even saying. And not only that, he also took a slight diss at the classical community just for that as well. Just putting that out there, the classical community has also been offended.
That much respect for it. There is an etiquette around opera. There is etiquette around ballet. It's amazing. It's an amazing theater medium. It's fucking beautiful. And people go there every day to the dance studio. Dancers show up 8 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever the fuck. They show up and they break and they bleed every single day. Just because.
Exactly, Timothy. Just like you bleed every single day just to do your acting, however you try to get into your character. We see the dark and gritty characters that you try to go for and the moody portrayals that you try to go for. That's a lot of energy that you got to try to conjure up, right? And you want to get noticed for those kind of roles because maybe those are the kind of roles that most people may not want to go for. I mean, rumor on the street is you allegedly lost the role of Spider-Man to Tom Holland. So there could be a little bit spite too that you feel a little bit unrecognized in the community.
Because they have respect for it. They love it. They love what they do. It doesn't matter if the industry is having a tough time at any time, which a lot of industries have a tough time. Your industry has a tough time. My industry has a tough time. Doesn't mean people don't care about it. People care. The dancers care. The singers care. The audience cares. There's still an audience. People give a fuck. You show up in a nice outfit, you sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. That's the usual etiquette around those things. Maybe learn something from that.
You heard it out the words in the mouth of Doja, her own self. However, I'm just going to pull some cards because I want to know, is Timothy Chalamet, that Oscar that he desperately wanted, is he going to lose it to Sinners? Let's find out. Or any other movie that truly deserves it. Because, you know, whoever deserves to win deserves to win. If it's Marty Supreme, but the numbers didn't prove to show that it was a blockbuster hit. So because of that, there are other movies and other actors that are contenders. So let's see. Will Timothy get the Oscar? Will Timothy lose his Oscar? Let's find that out. The results for Timothy and the Oscars. I just want a prediction. I'm quite curious. Okay, I feel good right here. Okay, we're starting off with the Ace of Pentacles. Quite interesting. This represents Timothy, and when it comes to the potential of him receiving an award, it's possible, but let's see what surrounds it. Because this is what he desperately wants. This is what he's trying to manifest, materialize. He wants that award. He wants that pinnacle. He wants that almost crown, that solidification, that what he has been working for hard is paying off. And he wants to see that. He's like, the finances are there, but I need that EGOT. I need that Oscars. I need that nomination, that recognition, that validation. But let's see what surrounds that. Let's see what the block card could be that comes up against this. Yes. The block card, the Two of Cups, and that usually symbolizes a coming together or a union. And what does that symbolize for me as a block? What is a union coming together? Well, obviously, the handing off of the trophy. It could be handed off to anybody. There could be two recipients, Sinners and Marty Supreme. Who's going to get it? The Two of Cups. That's the block. Am I going to be the one that's going to receive the offering? Or is it going to be Sinners? And that's my competition, my block that's going to receive it. So it's still up to anybody at this point, according to the cards. But let's see what's at the foundation for Timothy during this present moment. Not only does he have a 2 as a block card, but as his foundation, he has the 2 of Swords, which is a blocked off kind of energy. And this could be literally the way I was told is the way you accept something is the way that once you accept it and you take on that journey, kind of like they say, the way you start off is going to determine how you're going to finish. So the way I see Timothy is already starting off the pentacle or the top or the like the on the way up. Like the rise. Like while he's on the rise of his career, the way he goes up is the way he's going to go down, basically, you could say. But as he's trying to go up for this Oscar, everything he does is basically going to be for scrutiny, up for debate. People are going to scrutinize and analyze because the EGOTs, but also Oscars and also just, award shows are favoritism also on top of that. But also these recent years, award shows have really been authentically honest. So because of that, he could have some sort of trepidation, which is why we had this Two of Swords energy here, symbolizing a sort of cutting off energy where he's isolating himself and being just Timothy. And that could be bad because it's like he's gone rogue, he's lost the plot, as some people will say. So because of that, it seems like he's gone off script. Even just other ways to rephrase how Timothy could have gone off, not literally off the rails, but just derailed himself from his true path that he was working towards, and that cutting off can come up against him later down the road, because when you cut yourself off, you're not truly invested. You're not truly looking at everything. Like he said, I took shots for no reason. It's that kind of cocky arrogance, just doing my own thing just cause I'm here. I've arrived. I have a following. Y'all gonna love me anyway. So it's like that kind of detached from reality when you're so up in your head and so just thinking and idolizing and worshiping that award, that he's so confident in his head that he's like, yeah, I so got this Oscar. I'm already your Oscar winner, baby. So he's just like he's already walking around like he has the Oscar already. He doesn't think that he's not going to get it. He doesn't think that Sinners is going, like, no matter what everybody's saying, he was like, listen, just because I had a little bit of down doesn't mean that I'm gonna stay down. He's like, I am the Timothy Chalamet. Who gonna like check me, boo, in that sense. So he still has some confidence within himself, and that sort of confidence has him a bit detached from the true reality of how his actions could be harming him in the long run. But let's just find out the past card before this whole ballet opera shot came out just recently. Oh, the Sun card. He was feeling positive. He was feeling happy. He was feeling like he was on top of the world. He owned. Like you see, the sun is shining bright, and like you see the sunflowers. He was not spreading positive seeds out there on the earth, but he was feeling as though he was receiving that positive light energy, and that brought him to life. That like filled him up with joy. That like gave him the confidence boost he needed, that his soul, his ego needed. It's like his ego got stroked a little bit too hard. But let's see what's above his head at this present moment now that his ego has been stroked. Clearly the Justice card, which is very fitting. When you get a little bit too high, a little bit maybe narcissistic, not calling him narcissistic, but just in that sense, when you get a little bit too narcissistic and cocky in that sense, sometimes life has a way of checking you with a reality. And it's so funny how his present moment is all about duality. Justice is that duality. You literally see the balance. We have the Two of Cups, which is his problem. And that could be the handing off that the trophy that would have been his, the Ace of Pentacles that he's dreaming, manifesting, trying anything, maybe even using Kylie Jenner and the Kardashian power, juices anything. If you've seen Marty Supreme, you would see what I mean by, like, I just see Timothy and Marty as the same person. It was Timothy on the screen, and I just see it translating to his physical reality. And because of that, that's another reason why he feels like this movie has to do great, because he put his all, he put his everything, he put himself into that character. And not only that, he was one of the co-producers of the movie too. So he had a vision of how he wanted this movie to go. And he was just like, yes. And as he was making this movie, he was just like, yeah, boy, I'm going to get this award. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to be loved. I'm going to be worshipped. That's what he was thinking in his head. So he had that sun card, that bigger ego than life kind of sense. So because of that, that's what we're seeing in that kind of justice card. When you get a little too out of balance, where you're just like head bigger than your body, then something's going to have to come and pop that bubble. Not that it means to, but there's a sort of imbalanced energy where you're feeling like a god in a sense, like you're on top of the world, like anything you want you can manifest and get, and still have some sort of type of pissy attitude with it. And then we have here at the bottom, speaking still of the balance with the justice and the two of cups, we have the two of swords, which is a cutting off energy. But how funny, the cups is surrounded by two swords energy, two air types of energy. So it seems like mentally this is all something that he has to mentally process and go through and work through. And actually, let's just see what the final outcome card is. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Interestingly enough, the future card is the Six of Wands. That could be a celebration. Is that a celebration where he does win and get the award? Is this in a celebration where he feels like even though he lost, he's still celebrating because he was still nominated? Or is this like a win where he won it, but against all odds, he still won it and he's celebrating by himself because nobody really wanted him to get it? But when you do a little bit of magic and you try to make things go and bend your way mysteriously, and it works. And but they always say that you can't manifest something that is just truly going to go against the grain of nature. So if it physically just isn't for him to have, there's no, I just can't see him physically getting it no matter what, against like all odds in that sense. Like that sense, that would be like for real being God in that sense. And I don't think Timothy or the Kardashians even have that kind of power, let's be honest. So let's just pull an outcome card to see how is Timothy going to lose to sinners. And if I see yeses, that means yes, he is going to lose. And if I see no's, that means no, he's not going to lose to sinners. And if I see a maybe, it's just undetermined. So let's see. The first card I see is bloodline. I like that. It doesn't have a yes, no, or maybe, but that's okay. I already like where this bloodline is coming from. We have a hot, which symbolizes maybe. And we have a stress, which means no. One more card, because these are very ambiguous cards, honestly. Go be it, wouldn't it? I pulled yes, no, maybe, and a blank card. So there really is no tiebreaker here. But what do I do see? I see hot, I see warm, and I see stress. All things which are really not positive when you're trying to figure out if you're going to win against something. Especially when this is something that you have been trying to, especially when this is something you wanted so much, and now when you finally saw the vision that it was going to happen, that like completely dissolved. Like we always say when we do tarot readings, the future can always change. It's never fully determined except for death. But like other than that, your future isn't truly determined. You still have opportunity to change it. Like if you don't like the outcome of your future, you still have time to change it before it happens, if it's changeable. And that's what it seems like for Timothy. He was so sold on the idea that his future was unchangeable, that it was permanent, that it was destined, that it was in his bloodline, that it was in his blood to get this Oscars, that he defied all odds against whatever's going on in his blood, that he was going to be like that breakout, that star. Well, he's had people in ballet, but when you think about it, just like that breakout, some people are like, yeah, That was the first like graduate college or something like that. That was the kind of thing that he was feeling like, yeah, when I get this Oscar, I'm going to bring amazement to my bloodline. But he's thinking about it from a selfish way and a selfish perspective. So because of that, the temperament that he has right now and surrounding the possibility of him getting that Oscar is hot. And when it's hot like that, you form stress. And when you form, because he can bring stress to like body, like think of inflammation or just adding stress to metal. When you're bending it, it gets warm and hot, just like we see warm and hot here. So that's the temperament that I see for Timothy when it comes around to this Oscar. It's really stressing him out because the future he thought was guaranteed is no longer guaranteed. So the way I see it is that there is a likelihood that he could lose to the Oscars, but I don't know what kind of juju magic he put up in there to try to get the Oscars, and it depends how much more powerful the magic is. But like I said, you really can't truly go against nature. So with that being said, I still see no, it's not a 100% that he's going to get it. I really feel like it's a 50-50. And if you would have had to put a third contender in it, that would be like a 33% chance that he could get it, compared to like the other three people who equally have 33% chance likelihood of getting it. So because of that, I hope you enjoyed this reading too. That was just with the other, that independent third contender that might rise up against the chart and win up against Sinners. Who knows? With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Timothy Chalamet, and if he's going to lose to Sinners, and if he's really going to truly get that Oscar that he's desperately manifesting and trying to work towards. And I see might have to try again, Timothy. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already and become a beautiful sunflower and spread all those beautiful sunflower seeds all over the earth. Not these cocky sunflower seeds like Timothy Chalamet took advantage of. But that being said, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Do you want Timothy to win? Do you want him to win this Oscar? Do you want him to become an EGOT award? Do you love Timothy? Do you hate Timothy's movies? Leave all those comments and answers down below. Tell me, how did you like this reading? Are you guys going to watch the Oscars on Sunday? With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. And before I hop off, you know what I say. Hype us up. Subscribe to us. And with that being said, sunflowers.